Gasho, please. Please put your palms together. We call out to you, there is no answer. But when we put our hands together in Gasho, we meet again in spirit. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Good morning, everyone. As I was sitting up here and observing this service this morning, I started thinking that I do not need to say anything to you. This service itself is the Dharma message. This service itself is speaking to you. When you put your hands together in Gasho, burning incense, bowing your head, it's not you who came here to pay respect. It's those who lived and died before us. They're the ones caring about you and had you come here to participate in this Obon Hatsubon service. So, service itself is Hatsubon message, and I really appreciate that I was invited here as your guest speaker. But I want you to spend a few moments or minutes to think about the relationship between you and your beloved ones. A few weeks ago, I was invited by Reverend Bhavan Pari Oshita to come to Sacramento to be at this special historical event. As you know, Dalai Lama was here. Right? Did you watch the video stream? I think your Rinban did a wonderful job giving a message or reading a passage before Dalai Lama appeared on the stage, on the podium. Anyway, the word Dalai, do you know the meaning of the word Dalai? That's not his first name. Dalai means vast ocean. Ocean, the big ocean. So implies Dalai means the wisdom, the infinite wisdom, immeasurable wisdom. Lama is not the last name. Lama is like a rinban, the position, the rank, title for the Tibetan Buddhist tradition. The highest ranking priest or monk is Lama. But I'm not Lama. Okay? So his name, Dalai Lama, I don't know his secular name. I don't even know if he has a secular name. So his message, those of you who listened to his message, I hope you remember, but one of 3 points he shared was that we are all brothers and sisters. We are all brothers and sisters. It's an identity issue. Who are we? Who am I? This morning I lost my identity. I came here last night and Oshita's reserved hotel room at the Hyatt Regency. And I came back from Japan last week, so I was still suffering from the jet lag. So I was trying to fall asleep, as early as I can. So I was able to fall asleep around midnight. Then about 1:15, what do you call? Fire alarm. Fire alarm went off. And I wasn't going to, I didn't smell any smoke or anything. So I was going to stay, but so loud, so loud, I can't stay in bed. So I decided to check outside, and I saw a fire engine coming. I saw people running out in PJs, so I decided to put on some clothes and decided to go outside. After I left my room, I realized I didn't have my key. So after the thing was cleared, I went to the front office, the reception, and asked for an extra key. I have to say who I am. And I knew that's something because I didn't make the reservation. So he said, "Are you Oshita?" I said, "Yes, I am Oshita." So that's this morning I'm still Baba Oshita. So this identification, who am I? That's a good question. And, I say my name is Kodo Umezu, and he gave a wonderful, nice, introduction of me. But in the eyes of fully awakened ones, we are seen or we are viewed in different ways. I am not just Kodo Umezu. I am the product of the universe. That for the convenient purpose, we put the name, otherwise we cannot communicate. But the name cannot define me. It's not the name that defines me. So in the eyes of the fully awakened ones, as Dalai Lama said, we are all brothers and sisters. All living beings are brothers and sisters. But here I am, not hearing that. We don't acknowledge that. This is me, not you. I'm not your brother. Right? It's very difficult to acknowledge what Dalai Lama said. But from the other side, constantly reminding me, awakening me, urging me to open my eyes to see the world in the way that the Buddha sees this world. 2-3 years ago, I heard this from Susan Bottari here. She took a group to Japan, not the YAC kids, but the BCA youth to Japan. When they arrived at the Narita airport or Kansai airport, they have to go through the customs. It's the Japanese and foreigners. And our kids all went to Japanese. So it's itself, it makes us think, who are we? Who we are. And the Dalai Lama saying, we have dual citizenship. We are resident of human world, and we are also resident of Buddha's realm. So we understand how people see ourselves, and we understand what the Dalai Lama is saying, who we are. We live in that tension. But most of us, we don't bring in Buddha's views or Buddha's voice into our life. We just go by what we know. So when we live our lives with just basing on our own limited wisdom, we run into many, many difficulties, as you could see today in this country and in the world. Nothing but the chaos, nothing but the ego, nothing but the fight. We recited Sambujo, Bujo Mida Nyorai at the beginning, very beginning. saying, let's bring in the light of wisdom into our life. Invite Buddha into our life. Please come into our life and show us the truth of our existence. And that's the reason we chant Sambujo, allowing Amida Buddha. Amida Buddha means infinite wisdom and compassion come into my life. We allow Shakyamuni Buddha's words to come into my life. And we allow all Buddhas to come into our lives. So when we hear the teaching of the Buddha, we become a person who could see the world in two ways. The world that we see with our eyes, the world that the Buddha sees us in through his wisdom. By the way, do you see me? Please raise your hand. Okay. You're fully awakened. No, you're not. You think you see me, okay? But the image you're seeing is not me. It's already processed. Processed through your own karmic consciousness. We see each other through our own karmic consciousness. There we put the label, right? Good person, bad person, rich, poor, black, white. So that's kind of a life, that kind of a judgmental mind is the basic way of thinking of human beings. And that way of thinking, we cannot remove it till we die, unfortunately. But to realize that we have this limited view is very, very important. Unless we encounter unlimited wisdom, we don't see ourselves limited. So, Obon is the time to think about or allow Buddha's words, Buddha's teaching come into this life and make us see things in different ways. Those who have lived and died before us, in traditional way we say they return to the world of Buddha. They are born into the Pure Land. They are born into the Pure Land. And people say, where is it? What goes to the Pure Land? And Dalai Lama was asked the same kind of question. I like his answer. His answer was, you don't have wisdom to understand. The oneness of the world is the oneness of the world the Buddha sees. In that world of oneness, we go back to. It's like a big, big ocean that we flow into. And we join the activity to influence the people coming after us. Those people who lived and died before us, putting their hands together, thanking you for the wonderful relationship and wishing your happiness, true happiness, by allowing you to hear the teaching of the Buddha. So this Obon is the time, it's not for them, the service is for us. The service, Obon service is for those who are living today. We listen to the teaching and we examine our way of life and continue to live our life with Buddha's message. So people who lived and died before us, they became Buddha. They became the activities and inviting us to the world of Dalai, the huge ocean-like mind, huge ocean, vast ocean-like world. So we are resident of big, big world of oneness. So I thank you very much for being here for this Hatsubon Obon service. Please continue to live your life as best as you can and keeping their lives within you. They are always together with you and encouraging you to live your life as best as you can. Thank you very, very much. Last show, please. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.